everyone, back with another Diablo video. This time I'm going to be showing what it takes to get through Chapter 4 in Season 6. So you can get all the rewards. It's the main bulk of the rewards that get you all the set items too. I'm going to go through them in the order that I did them, but in reality you could do some of them sooner than I did, but that's just the order that I did them in. I also didn't capture any video of me doing the very first item, which is altering an item at the Enchantress, which is pretty straightforward. You might have even already done it in just your quest to get to 70, because it doesn't require like a level 70 item. It's just altering the property of a legendary item. It's very straightforward though, so it should be pretty easy. So let's get started on the other ones. So first up are the key wardens. So if you go on the waypoints, you'll see the little key, and you'll just choose that portal. And then they spawn randomly in the zone, so you have to kind of run around and locate them. You'll eventually get like almost like a quest arrow, and I'll point them out when it pops up on the screen. It's purple instead of the normal like yellow color for a quest, so they kind of know what it is. But what you're doing in this one is you're just locating them and kill them. So for anyone that's played the game for some time, like these guys can drop special items to get to these different portals and special challenge areas. But you don't need that to drop. You just literally need to kill them on Torment level 1. That's it. And since you get your first 2 set pieces at the end of Chapter 3, you really just need a halfway decent weapon to get into Torment 1. And I won't even say halfway decent. I just mean like passable to get into Torment level 1. So I found, I think, a random two-handed thing here, and it was pretty simple to get through this, to get through Torment level 1 and start getting additional gears and things of that nature. So you're just going to wander these zones and wait for the little quest marker to pop up, and just killing things as you go along. This fight's not overly difficult. Nothing in Torment's going to be overly difficult. Oh, there's the purple marker. So I can follow that the rest of the way to the key warden. I'm just kind of cleaning everything up. I've always been in the habit in games like these of just killing everything I come across. It's fun. But that will kind of guide you the rest of the way once you find that purple marker. That's what you get close. And there he is. He's the guy right there in the middle. I'm not actually sure what kills him here. I think the exploding palm melee, because it looks like the mystic allies were up with me, so I guess maybe the exploding palm killed him. But as you can see, he wasn't very difficult. So yeah, you'll just repeat this process for the other 3 acts, and you'll be done with the key wardens. Next on the list we have you have to kill Isual, I don't know how you say it, on Torment level 2. He can be kind of a pain just because he has a lot of freezing type things, but again, Torment level 2 is not overly difficult, so it shouldn't be too bad as long as you have a decent weapon again. Because if you could just power through him, he will only probably go through his freeze cycle once. I am gonna skip a large portion of this run through just because it takes a while to get to him. So rather than sit and watch me walk all the way down there, I'll jump ahead here. Alright, so we jumped ahead to right past, but I mean that's all you're gonna do. You're just gonna wander this zone until you find this little thing, the little spire symbol to the next level. So then you just kind of run down this. There's only one way to go here, so. But yeah, he has a couple freeze mechanics. He also does like an area freeze, which is quite annoying, but he doesn't really dish out too much damage in Torment level 2. So it's not too bad. The nice thing about this quest is this is one of the quests that grants your next set pieces. So this was always a priority for me to get through. Because once you're done this, you're going to be up to, I think this one for me, doing the inner set, dropped an additional 2 pieces. We'll see here in a second. But yeah, it makes a big difference. You get another set bonus, and then you can just keep pushing farther and farther into your torment levels. So just showing the quest completion. And then you gotta click it, retrieve it. So yeah, 2 more pieces, more set bonuses. Good stuff. So the next one I targeted was the Greater Rift level 20. So you'll see me click this here. And this is the last set pieces. So once you complete this, you get the rest of your set. You get a huge spike in power at that point. You can really start jumping up into the higher difficulties. But this one does require some setup. So you're watching the level 20 Greater Rift, but you have to actually work your way up to 20. So I think you have to play, if you start at the top of that Greater Rift ladder, I think you have to do this 4 times. I should have kept track, but I didn't. But you can't just go right to Greater Rift 20. You have to play through lower level Greater Rifts before you can unlock the ability to get into 20. And how you get those keys is you do regular rifts, you know, kill the boss at the end, and then they have a chance to drop. So you have to kind of bounce back and forth between regular rifts and Greater Rifts until you work your way up to this difficulty. But once you do, I think this is actually considered a little past Torment level 3, if I remember correctly. I mean, you're in multiple pieces of your set. At this point, I think I have much better weapons just from running the rifts in general. So it wasn't anything too difficult. But like I said, you're going to get a huge spike in power from completing this one, which will, you know, let you not only unlock the ability to do the set dungeons, but it's going to be much easier doing anything else after this. I think after I did this, after I completed chapter 4, I was able to just jump right into Torment level 7, just based off of having all your set pieces. Like, it was not a big deal at all to be in there. So those set bonuses are huge. But yeah, you'll run around this. I mean, if you've never done a Greater Rift before, they work the same way as a regular Rift. It's just that they're timed. So you're kind of having to beat the clock. You have to fill that bar up, and you have to kill the boss before that timer runs down. So it's a little difficult if you've never done them before, but you know, you could get lucky like me here and find a conduit, and then just run around and pretty much nuke everything. This is a pretty long process, so I am gonna jump ahead, so you don't have to sit here and watch. I forget how long it took, probably 6 or 7 minutes of me just running around killing things. But we'll jump ahead until it's closer to almost completion. So here we are, closer to the end of the level. As you can see, the bars, pretty close to being filled. I'm way ahead of the timer at this point, so I would have to die several times, or completely screw up, or fall asleep to not be able to complete this rift at this point. That was a pretty quick kill. And yeah, I mean, we have our stuff. We'll do our gem real quick, and then that'll be our full set bonus.
Let's see the gem.
am returning to town.
The blood runs true within you.
There we go. So you can see quest completed. And then we'll get the mail. And there it is. There's the rest of the set. I'll run over here and get them identified. So the Innis set's really cool because it's going to give me all of the mystical allies. See that? And because I'm using the passive through the Kanai's Cube of the Crutus Boots, I get 2 of every ally. So I have 2 of all of the mystic allies, all of the types of mystic allies. One thing I didn't notice until I went back and reviewed this is when I put the pants on, it actually completed one of the other Chapter 4 quests, which was to be in all level 70 legendaries. So that's something that has held me up in prior seasons. I've had to use Kanai's Cube to craft items and things like that to trigger that one. So it's a way to get that one to get past, because usually you'll be missing rings or amulets or something like that. You'll generally get legendaries of everything else, but rings and amulets can be a little harsher. I just got lucky through the rifts and had found some. So that one I don't specifically have video of me putting it on, but you kind of just saw it. So up next we have Zoltan Cool. I have to kill him on Torment level 4. And as I mentioned earlier, the power spike from all the set items is pretty huge. So this fight is very lopsided. It probably could have been done sooner. I just like to go after the set items first. And there you go, he's dead. Just go after them first, since it's it's what you're really after in these seasons anyways, to get all those set bonuses. But yeah, you could tackle this one sooner. He's never been a very difficult fight anyway, but there you go. So here we are at the set dungeon. The Innis set is actually located in Act 2. I'll show you how to get there. I had never been here before. I Google these. I think there's a way to get them in game. There's like a book in Act 1 you can go find that gives you a hint. I just Google them. I don't have time to run around like that, but so I'll kind of run around the flooded causeway here a little bit to look for it, since I'm not entirely sure. They're hidden. They only kind of appear when you get near them. So I kind of just ran around the level here for a second, but it's going to be down in the one corner. And these are new. These were introduced in last season, and they can be difficult. The difficulty does not scale. So it's like a set difficulty. It doesn't matter what torment level you're in when you do these. The difficulty is going to be the same no matter what when you go into them, and they are quite hard. It took me a run to get through it first, to kind of see what was going on, figure out what was going to work, what wasn't going to work with this one, and then I got it on run 2. So I'll show you run 2 here. So the way these work, and I think that what they don't do a real great job of explaining, is that you do not have to do all of the things in the little quest list for these set dungeons. You only have to complete the amount of kills without dying. Like, you can't die. If you die, you just get kicked out of the dungeon. You only get the 1 life. But you have to complete the amount of kills, and you have to do 1 of the 2 green asterisks. You don't have to do any of the mastery level stuff. That's for like once you've gotten the other ones, you want to just keep challenging yourself. And I think you do get things for them, but for the purposes of completing it for Chapter 4, you just need to get the completion. And for this particular set, I chose to just go after not getting frozen. So there's only one monster that you really have to avoid, and it's this guy right here. So I would just kind of hang back and let the army of mystic allies wail away on him. He will pop up the little frozen orb things there. But your allies can get frozen. So as long as you don't get frozen, it doesn't matter. You can get hit, you can get smacked around, but you just cannot be frozen. And that's it. So you just kind of run around this level killing stuff and try not to get frozen. They all have different requirements. Like I know last season I did a witch doctor and I really struggled with that dungeon because it was difficult to complete it. It took me quite a few tries, but like I said, this was my second playthrough, and once I kind of realized that going after not being frozen, there was only one enemy that could possibly freeze you. It was pretty easy. So I'll jump ahead till farther. This takes a little bit to go through all the kills, so I'll jump ahead till farther in. So here we are towards the end now. Only a handful of enemies left. Just kind of run around looking for groups. Yeah, I don't even think there's any of the freezing guys left on this level, so pretty simple. There you go. So even though there's a bunch of X's on there, it still counts because I did one of the green. I'll show you. Quest completed. So we're just gonna jump back to town. You can see they're all done, so this stuff is all unlocked now. So if you go down here, you can see you have the new pennant. I don't use the pennants, so meh. And then I didn't actually like the portrait, so I didn't use that either. Yeah. So that's it. I mean, that is chapter 4 complete. There is a difficulty past this. I may try to tackle it. I was playing around with a little bit today. It's something I might go after, but Overwatch is looming, so I will more than likely be putting a lot of time into that. So if I do wrap back around to it, I will make a video of it. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.